I truly think that Lunalights actually may be one of the best decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution. I'm not just saying that sparingly. I've tested a variety of different decks, and I've gone through so many since coming back to the game, and I think this is definitely up there. I would say this is definitely up there with Orcust and Burning Abyss, and other decks which I haven't tried yet and I won't name just yet, but definitely this deck is incredibly powerful. And rather than explain to you through the deck profile, I'm actually just going to go through the deck profile today and then just show you through action. So, the cards we play are here as follows. We have Cyframe Driver, along with the 3 copies of Cyframe Gear Gamma to play the Gamma package. You know a deck is really good when it can main deck the Cyframe Gear Gamma package. If you can play this in your main deck, your deck is probably pretty good. Apprentice Illusion Magician to go with the Magician's Souls package, 3 of those. 1 Blackwing Zephyros the Elite. And then for Lunalight cards, we have 1 Lunalight Emerald Bird, 3 Kaleido Chick, 2 Yellow Martin, and 3 Lunalight Tiger. And in terms of our monsters, the only other monster I'm playing is Time Thief Winder. I'll explain what Time Thief Winder does now, because you're not gonna see it in the gameplay. And that is if you detach a material from an XE monster you control, special summon this card from your hand. And if this card is normal or special summoned, you can add 1 Time Thief card from your deck to your hand, except Time Thief Winder or Winder. And the card you're going to search is Time Thief Retrograde. It gets you an Omni Negate, Solemn Judgment if you will, as a searchable, while also continuing your rank 4 plays. For spells, we play Allure of Darkness. 3 copies of Drag Down into the Grave. This card is old. This card is really, really old, but it's one of the most powerful cards in the game. I'll show you in the gameplay in a second. Fire Formation Tenki. 3 of those. 1 Foolish Burial. 3 Foolish Burial Goods. 2 Forbidden Chalice. 3 Lunalight Perfume. And 1 Lunalight Serenade Darts. Now, I'm going to tell you what the extra deck cards are, but you can really, if you know the game, you can feel free to change them. This is basically a low link level, rank 4 link spam deck. So whatever cards you think are best, feel free to put them into the deck. The cards that I've chosen that are best, in my opinion, are Abyss Dweller to stop graveyard control, Tiger King to search out your Fire Formation Tenki, Exiton Knight to blow up all cards on the field, Baguska for negation, Dugares for a variety of different effects, mainly because we can double the attack of one of our monsters to help us OTK, or just 1 TK or whatever. Raid Raptor Force Tricks, you only really use this just to search out your Zephyros the Elite. Time Thief Redoer, very important card. Tornado Dragon, 1 Appaloosa the Bow of the Goddess, Borrow Load, Borrow Sword, Firefighting Daruma Doll. This is to destroy your opponent's cards as well as your cards. Being able to destroy, I'll show you in the gameplay in a second. IP Masquerader, Nightmare Unicorn, and finally Cyframe Lord Lambda. Like I said, you can feel free to modify this a bit. Other cards like Call by the Grave are actually really good here to stick now your combos to keep going. And yeah, feel free to flex with this deck. If you want to put things like Utopia double package in, you can absolutely do so. So let's get into the gameplay here and show you why this deck is so good. So here we are into a game here, and I'm going to try and show you what Lunalights can do in as full capacity as possible. Now this opening hand here is really great. It's going to very much be able to demonstrate what this deck can do, so let's get into the commentary. So what we're going to do to begin off with, we're going to normal summon Lunalight Kaleido Chick. Not going to use this effect just yet, but first we're going to play Foolish Burial Goods, which is going to let us send a spell or trap card from our deck to the graveyard. Now, in this deck, you have 2 options. You can either go for a Lunalight Serenade Dance if you want to special summon a monster to your field, but we're going to go with Lunalight Perfume, and I'll explain what that does a little bit later on. Lunalight Perfume has a graveyard effect as well as the other card in our hand, Yellow Martin, and so because we have cards which don't mind being discarded, playing a card like Drag Down into the Grave is really good in this deck because it gives you information. By being able to look at my opponent's hand without them even having a turn, I know immediately, alright Kingpin, you're playing Grand Marju OTK, you're going to try and banish a whole bunch of monsters, summon a big monster, and then try and kill me. And I'm going to be able to work against that and stop him from doing anything. Now, at the same time, you're also revealing to your opponent what you're playing. But if you're going first, you're going to reveal your opponent or show them kind of what you're playing anyway, so there's really no secrets there to be had. Why this is also such a good card is it's a card that allows us to look in our opponent's hand and say, alright, you've got that hand trap, I don't want you having that hand trap, take it out your hand right now. Or like maybe some kind of powerful going second card like Lightning Storm or Dark Ruler No More. You can just say, nope, I don't want you having that, get it out your hand. So, we used the effect of Lunalight Perfume in our graveyard just a second ago to discard a Yellow Martin to our hand to the graveyard, and that allowed us to search out another Lunalight card, and the Lunalight card we're going to search out was Lunalight Tiger. Lunalight Tiger, to really just say what this card does, is this card is Monster Reborn on crack. This card is going to allow us to summon Lunalight monsters from our graveyard so many times, it's almost like insane, and it's no wonder why in the real TCG, Lunalight Tiger was actually banned this year in April 2020 because they thought it would be way too powerful on Master Rule 5. So I've used my two Lunalight cards, Lunalight Kaleido and Lunalight Yellow Martin, to go to the graveyard to summon Psyframe Lord Lambda. And now we're going to use Yellow Martin's graveyard effect, and that is you can target one Lunalight card you control, return it to the hand, and special summon her to the field. It is a once per turn, but Lunalight Tiger is not a once per turn, and that will come into relevancy a little bit later on. Well, actually, it will come relevant right now, because now we're going to activate it again, and we're going to be able to summon another Lunalight monster from our graveyard. So it really doesn't matter what we get. You could go for Kaleido to send more cards to the graveyard. I didn't say that as well before. Kaleido allows us to... Its effect is weird, where the effect is actually that it allows you to send a Lunalight card from your deck to the graveyard and copy its name so that you can do future summons, but the cost is what you really care about, and the cost is that you must send one from the deck to the graveyard. So even if your opponent negates it, you're still going to get the send. It's not a part of the effect, it's part of the cost, and that's why Kaleido is such an insane card. Now we've made used our two level 4 monsters to make the Link 4 summon Time Thief Redoer, and Time Thief Redoer has 3 effects. It has an effect when it has materials as monsters, an effect for when it has materials as spells, and an effect when it has materials as trap cards. We had monsters underneath it, and so we used this effect to banish it from the field, and it will come back during the end phase of this turn. This then just triggered out Psyframe Lord Lambda's effect, and that is when a psychic monster is banished from your field, you can activate its effect. And during the end phase, I'm going to be able to add a Psyframe card from our deck to our hand, and I'll show you what that is a little bit later on. So now, because we also sent Yellow Martin to the graveyard, Yellow Martin allowed us to send a Lunalight Spell and Trap card from our deck to our hand, and we managed to send to the graveyard our copy of Lunalight Serenade Dance. By doing so, we then was able to use it, but we added it to our hand, and then we used our second copy of Lunalight Perfume to add another copy of Lunalight Tiger from our deck to our hand, which is going to be another Monster Reborn. This card is not a hard once per turn. As long as I activate it, I can use it again and again and again. So we were able to summon out another Kaleido. It is going to get destroyed, but first we're going to search out our Psyframe Gear Gamma. Now Psyframe Gear Gamma is one of the most powerful hand traps in the game, and normally Psyframe Gear Gamma says that you must have no cards on the field in order to activate this effect, but the Link monster Psyframe Lord Lambda now allows us to use it while we have cards on the field. So it's just a really powerful card, and it can negate any monster effect that we want to do so. During the standby phase, Time Thief Redoer is going to activate, and he has a stealing style effect where during the standby phase of every single turn, he can take the top card of your opponent's deck and equip it to him as Xyz material. And because we took Danger Bigfoot as a material just now, he now gets his monster base effect, and he can banish himself during this turn to summon himself back to the field during the end phase, allowing him to dodge effects. If you're curious, his spell effect is that if he detaches a spell, he is allowed to draw a card, and his trap effect is that he's allowed to take one face-up card on the field and shuffle it back into the deck. And you can actually use all of the effects in sequence at the same time if you want to. So Kingpin the God is now going to activate Trading. He's going to discard Danger Thunderbird, and Danger Thunderbird has the ability to be able to destroy face-down cards. He's now going to chain to it with Gizmek Orochi the Serpented Sky Slasher, which requires that you banish 8 cards from the top of your deck in order to summon it to the field. This is obviously going to work quite nicely with the Grand Marju strategy, who Grand Marju is a monster that gets 300 attack for every single card that's been managed. So he wants to banish as many cards as possible and then try to just basically kill me in one turn. And we're going to try and stop him there. Now I'm really trying to think about what is he, whether it's best to use Psyframe, Gear, Gamma to negate the Gizmek, and I decided at this point in time it's not. What I actually want to do is I want to keep my face down card on the field and be able to use that a little bit later on, and I'll show you that why in just a moment. So Danger Thunderbird is now going to try and destroy my face down card, and we're going to use Psyframe, Gear, Gamma in order to negate the Thunderbird effect. Gamma requires that you special summon it to the field in order to do its negation effect, and then I also have to special summon a Psyframe driver from my deck to the field as well. Once the driver's gone, unfortunately, you won't be able to use Psyframe, Gear, Gamma again, so it is kind of a one-turn deal, but being able to play a hand trap which can just negate any monster effect is stupidly powerful, so it is well worth it in my opinion. I want to keep the Forbidden Chalice because I know he has Grand Marju in his hand, and Grand Marju is like I said, gets a massive attack boost, and at least with Forbidden Chalice I'll be able to negate this Grand Marju and return its attack down to 0 using my quick play spell. It will get a 400 attack, but I'll still be able to negate it. However, he's going to change his strategy a little bit. He's actually going to activate Golden Castle Stromberg, and instead he's going to summon a Hextrude. I hate this card so much. I see so many people playing this card. I think this card is so bad, but a lot of people like to play it because it's an easy monster you can summon, and she also has the effect where she can destroy cards on the field. Now, unfortunately, this is forcing me to use my Forbidden Chalice, so I'm actually going to use this against Hextrude to negate her effects. It will increase her attack by 4, but she ain't going to be able to destroy my cards during this turn. Now, fortunately for me, because he used the effect of Golden Castle Stromberg, he cannot normal summon this turn, so assuming that he has no way to special summon it, he won't be able to summon his Grand Marju this turn, and really, I hopefully shouldn't die this turn, so I have quite a bit of a board, so I should be able to kind of just sit on my monsters here. He plays Monster Reborn in order to summon back the Danger Thunderbird, and I'm getting a little bit worried here, not too worried, but I am getting a tiny bit worried, just because I'm thinking, wow, there's quite a bit of monsters he's going to be able to kind of just pretty much attack over everything I have, and as long as he doesn't get the Grand Marju card out and is able to OTK me, I should be fine, but this is still, obviously the tables have turned, and he's able to summon quite a few big beaters here. He's thinking about what to do and deciding what to play here. At this point in time, I'm just thinking, is he trying to read my cards, deciding what to go for? I still have Time Thief or Duelist effects. I can banish it and keep it for a later turn, and bring it back later on, so I can still reuse that effect again and again and again. He will be able to destroy all my Psyframe Lord cards, but instead he's going to do something else. He's going to Exceed Summon, and he's going to use his 2 level 8s to bring out the card. I can't read what it is from here. We'll see it in just a second as soon as it's summoned. Thank you, game. Number 23, Lancelot, Dark Something of the Underworld. Lancelot has multiple negates effects. Every time now I activate a spell, trap, or a monster effect, he can attach one card and negate it. Now, the only thing with Lancelot is it's not optional. He has to negate whatever I use. So I actually want him to burn through his negates ASAP. And so even though I knew it was going to be negated, I chose to use Time Thief Redo as effect just to get rid of one of his materials. So he only has one negate. It also has the effect where it can actually attack me directly, and if it does battle damage to me, he can destroy a card on the field. So Hextrude is going to attack and destroy Time Thief Redoer. It's going to try and activate his effect, but it's negated, so it doesn't matter. And then he's going to attack Lambda using Lancelot. And that was a good idea because, to be honest with you, Gamma and Driver are going to get banished anyway. But for some reason, he chooses to activate Lancelot's effect, and Lancelot is actually going to destroy a card on the field. And he actually chooses to destroy my Gamma, which was a bad idea in my opinion, because Gamma was going to get banished anyway. If he just left it alone, it would have left. But that's okay, it works out in my favour, and Driver will be banished, and we are on to turn 3. So, This doesn't look good for me. He's got big monsters, he's got a negate, but I have my 2 Lunalight Tigers, and like I said to you earlier, Lunalight Tiger is just Monster Reborn on crack. So we're going to demonstrate why it's so insane for you right now. First, I'm going to activate Serenade Dance, and I'm going to discard my Cyframe Gamma because it's no use to me anymore, and I'm going to be able to summon a Lunalight card from my deck. Now, I actually thought that Lancelot was going to negate this, and I was a bit surprised when it didn't, so maybe because it uses the effect of the trap and then the trap wasn't actually activated, that's why he couldn't negate it. But that's okay, that's fine by me. So what we're going to do now is we're going to use the effect of one of my Lunalight Tigers, and we're going to target a Lunalight card in my graveyard and go to special summon it. Now this time, however, I'm pretty sure Lancelot will negate this one. No, he doesn't, because it's already activated. So it's only when a card is activated, because it's already active, he can't negate it. So I've got two level 4s on the field, and now I'm going to go into my graveyard and I'm going to use the effect of Yellow Marten. Yellow Marten can return a face-up card on my field, and because we are activating its effect, Lancelot has to negate it. So there goes his negate, and that's fine. I just wanted to play through it. I just wanted to get rid of that negate before I actually did anything really serious. And now we're going to use the other effect of Lunalight Tiger, and we're going to summon back Emerald Bird. The Lunalight monsters, they're really just, this is really just a deck about turboing out lots and lots of level 4 cards, and yeah, it's just so really good at doing so. So what we're going to do here is I really need to find a way to take control of this board. Now, I actually thought of a monster in my extra deck which can do this and actually could just probably win this game outright, but I didn't want to use it straight away in my very first turn, and I chose not to go for it. But we're definitely going to go for it now. There's a monster in my extra deck, I'm not going to say what it is, but that can actually just destroy his deck and absolutely win this game without any hesitation. So first, we're going to make the card Raid Raptor 4 Strix. And 4 Strix is going to take my 2 level 4s, and this card has a big amount of defense, 2000 defense, but we mainly just use it to be able to search out one monster from our deck. And the only card which we really want to search out from our deck is Blackwing Zephyros the Elite. To do that, we have to detach a material from 4 Strix, and then we get to search out a Darkwing Beast monster from our deck. Now, the reason why we play Zephyros the Elite in this deck is he basically just works like Yellow Marten does, and that is he takes a face-up card on my field, returns it to the hand, and then special summons himself to the field. And that's going to help us be able to reuse our Lunalight Tigers and just abuse their effects again and again and again. So I need to find a way to get him to the graveyard, and so Elite Summoning is an ideal way to do that. And so we're going to make Firefighting Daruma Doll. Firefighting Daruma Doll is not really a... Am I making Firefighter? Yes, I am. Daruma Doll is not really a commonly used card. Not many people use it, and it can only be used in so many decks. Most people just go for Nightmare Phoenix, but it has a really cool effect, and that is I can activate its effect to destroy one spell trap card on either player's field. Now, remember when I said Lunalight Tiger was Monster Reborn on crack? Not only can Lunalight Tiger summon a Lunalight monster from our graveyard when it is in scale, but if it is destroyed as well, I get to summon one out for as well. So you destroy it, I get to summon it. If I use it, I get to summon. It's stupid. It's just really insane how crazy that card is, and this is why I think this deck is so powerful. I went from basically having no monsters to at least having 4 this turn. I'm going to get more out because we have now Zephyros the Elite in the graveyard, but first I'm going to summon out one of my boss monsters, Borrelsword Dragon. Borrelsword Dragon is one of the best Link monsters in the game, easily arguably one of the best Link 4s in the game. He just wins so many games on his own because he has the ability to take the attack of a monster, half its attack, and then take half of his attack added to himself. So the first monster he attacks he will always do 3000 attack, and then he has the effect also to be able to attack twice. First now we're going to activate Zephyros the Elite's effect, return the Lunalight Tiger, summon Zephyros to the field. So we have now 1 level 4. Then we're going to activate Lunalight Tiger again. Zephyros also burns you by 400, but who cares? I'll take 400 life points for the ability to reuse my Lunalight Tiger. We're going to use Lunalight Tiger again, and we're going to use this effect now to summon another level 4. And now I want to see, did you manage to guess what the monster I was talking about was? What card or what monster could absolutely just destroy a monster effect based strategy like Grand Marju? A strategy where he's not really paying an extra deck, he's not really paying back for removal, so he's really relying on his monsters. The monster I'm going to go for is, I believe it's 91, whatever the number is, Baguska the Tired Tapir. Baguska is one of my favourite cards in the game. He's so powerful, and he reminds me of one of my, number 41, he reminds me of one of my favourite Pokemon, Snorlax. He's just a tired monster, but he's so incredibly powerful, and he's a really big threat. I'll tell you about his effects in just a second, but first we're going to go to battle phase, and first we're going to attack with Baguska and get rid of Lancelot because he has 100 attack over him. Baguska has two effects. He has one effect when he's in attack position and an effect when he is in defense position. I might be saying this wrong because I really don't ever use this effect, but the effect when he's in attack position is that he cannot be targeted by my opponent's card effects or something to that effect. I really do forget what it is. You never really use the attack position effect, you only really use his defense position effect, and I'll tell you what that is in just a second. We're going to attack Hextrude with Borossaur Dragon, half our attack, add the attack to himself, so he gets 4,300, and then we're going to use Borossaur Dragon's second ability, and that is I can change the battle position of one monster on the field, and then attack again during this turn. So I was able to do 7,300 damage in a single turn, leaving my opponent only on 600 life points left. Also to account the 100 that Baguska did, 7,400. Now, I'm not going to say what Baguska's defense position effect is just yet. I'm going to let you work it out as soon as Kingpin the God works it out as well. But I'm telling you now, we've won this game. End of. This game is just done in the bag because he's such a great card. There aren't too many decks which can play Baguska, but if you can, I highly recommend doing so because he's just such a powerful card. He's just a big wall that certain cards have to deal with. So here comes Baguska's first effect. Baguska's first effect is that while he's in defense position, all other monsters on the field are turned to defense position. Now, why this works so well in a deck like Lunalights is because I play Link monsters and XE monsters, and Link monsters cannot, by a game mechanic, be turned to defense position at all. They have no defense stat, they can never ever be in defense position, and so Baguska's effect, while it's in defense position, will not apply to Link monsters. So, yeah, his Gizmek is stuck in defense position, and now he's going to go a little bit more. He's going to try and use Gizmek's effect, which is he can banish 3 cards from his extra deck to destroy a card on the field. And that is Baguska's second part of his second effect, his defense position effect, and is that while he's in defense position, all monsters on the field in defense position cannot use their effects. It's a skill drain. Anything in defense position just cannot use their effect. Their effects are negated. Again, this doesn't apply to Link monsters because they always have to be in attack position by mechanics. And yeah, his deck is just not going to be able to do anything about this. It's not necessarily a skill drain in against the activate effects, so I believe anything that's continuous like Grand Marju will be forced into defense position and he won't lose the attack, but still, if he can't really find a way to remove Baguska, he can't win this game at all. And yeah, Lunalights is just that powerful. Why I love Lunalights so much is this isn't really just the only play. You can go for whatever rank 4 fits the scenario to what deck you're playing against. With cards like Drive Down in the Grave, you can look at your opponent's hand, work out what they're playing in advance, and then you could just counter them with a really powerful monster, such as Baguska, Abyss Dweller, Exeter Knight can blow up the field, Utopia Double can just OTK, really, whatever kind of card really needs to fit the situation, you can kind of just tailor your deck to do so, and that's why I think this deck is just so powerful. My opponent still didn't get the message. He summoned Eater of Millions, he got summoned to attack, is now forced into defense, nothing he can do about it. So now he is going to go for a Link summon, and that's nice, but he's going to try to find a Link monster which can beat over Baguska, and there isn't really an easily accessible one. He summons Predaplant, Vertic, Anaconda, but even if he uses his Neo's fusion to go and summon out the diffusion monster, it's still going to get put into defense, and so he scoops it up, and that's going to be the end of the game there. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed this profile. If you have enjoyed it, please leave a like, leave a comment, and please feel free to subscribe, and feel free to check out my other deck profiles for Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist. If you ever want to challenge me, feel free to add me to PSN, StandbyMain, and thank you guys as always for watching this video. I'll see you soon. Take care.